Today I'm going to talk about second chances. So I want to dive into this very fragile nature of trust and why sometimes these second chances that we give people, especially these men, do more harm than good. So there is a difference between forgiveness and trust, setting boundaries, and when it's time to walk away to protect your peace and your self-worth. And as I go throughout the video, I want you to kind of reflect on two questions, right? And if you want to apply it to a particular individual, I think that would be even better, right? So for example, for that man that you keep giving chance after chance, right? Because you're hoping one day he gonna act right. So the first question is, how many chances do you think somebody should get before you decide to walk away and protect your own peace? And the second question is, have you ever confused forgiveness with trust? And if so, how did that impact your boundaries? Okay, so let's just get right into it because we often hear about we should give second chances, right? And while grace and forgiveness are very powerful, it's also crucial to know when the second chance is doing more harm than good. I believe that trust is fragile, and once it's broken, we really have to deeply reflect before we decide that, or if we're going to rebuild it or not. So I want to kind of talk about why it's sometimes necessary to probably walk away, hold your boundaries firm, and choose your own self-worth over this illusion of harmony. So I believe that trust is one of the most fundamental aspects of any relationship, right? Trust is the glue that holds us together, whether if we're talking about families, friendships, romantic partners, even our professional environments, right? But so often we misunderstand what trust really is, right? I think that many of us treat it like a blanket, right? We can hand it out freely, and we expect it's always going to be returned to us whole, like we gave it out, right? But trust is so much more fragile than we realize. It's not something that we can give lightly. And once it is broken, it does take time, effort, and a lot of intentionality to rebuild it. Trust is not a right that you have to give somebody, but it's something that must be earned. So in this culture that we live in that promotes forgiveness and second chances, we could sometimes lose sight of the fact that trust is not the same as forgiveness. Now, we can forgive somebody without giving them a second chance, right? Forgiveness is really about releasing the anger, the bitterness, and the hurt from your heart. It's something that you do for yourself. But trust, on the other hand, it's about safety. It's about knowing that the person who hurt you is capable of changing their behavior and actually rebuilding what they've broken. It's not something that you owe somebody just because you have decided to forgive them. Now you have to trust them again. No. It has to be something that's earned brick by brick and through consistent action of this person. And I think that many of us women struggle with this because we confuse kindness with giving people these endless chances, right? We want to be seen as good, forgiving, compassionate people. And we've been taught, especially as women, that giving somebody the benefit of the doubt, even when they've let us down, time after freaking time, that's a sign of grace, right? But here's the hard truth that I think. Continually giving somebody second chances when they haven't earned it, it isn't kindness. It's self-abandonment and it's self-betrayal. And this could be people pleasing. So when somebody breaks your trust, they aren't just letting you down in that moment. What they're telling you is that your boundaries don't matter, that your vulnerability doesn't need to be protected, and that your well-being is something that's negotiable. You know, trust is built in small moments, not in these grand gestures. It's in the everyday acts of reliability, honesty, and care. It's when somebody follows through on their word, when they show up for you, not just when it's easy or convenient, but when in difficult times too. It's when they respect your boundaries. They honor your feelings. Even if they don't agree with them, you can still honor and validate people's feelings. And when they make you feel safe in your vulnerability. These are the moments that add up over time, creating a foundation of trust that makes us feel secure in our relationships. But just like trust is built in small moments, it can also be broken in a single act of betrayal. So when someone betrays our trust, it's not just about the action that they took, right? It's about the violation of safety. It's about the fact that we opened up ourselves up to this person and we allowed ourselves to be vulnerable. And they showed us that they were not willing to protect that vulnerability. And this is why I believe that betrayal hurts so much, right? It's not just the lie or the broken promise or the missed opportunity. It's just that we trusted someone with our hearts and they showed us that we were not safe. I think my video's crooked. Maybe not. So it's important to understand that when trust is broken, it's not your job to fix it, right? It's not up to you to bend over backwards to make things right or to smooth over the cracks in the relationship. Trust has to be earned by the person who broke the trust. They have to be willing to take accountability for their actions and to genuinely apologize without excuses. Oh, I'm sorry, but. No buts. And they have to be willing to show you through consistent behavior that they're committed to rebuilding what's been lost. Not every once in a while that they're doing it, but consistently. And even then, it's still your choice whether or not you want to allow that trust to be rebuilt again with that person. You are under no obligation to give somebody a second chance just because they said they're sorry. So when somebody breaks your trust, you know, we often feel, especially as women, pressured to forgive and to forget. We think that in order to move forward in a relationship, we have to pretend like the betrayal didn't even happen, right? But that's not what real trust looks like. Real trust is not about sweeping things under the rug or pretending that everything is fine. Real trust is about doing the hard work of healing, of setting boundaries, and holding people accountable for the shit that they do. So if somebody has hurt you, they have to earn their way back into your life. And not just through words, but through action. Make this man show you some action, right? Forgiveness is about letting go of the anger and the resentment that's weighing you down. But that doesn't mean you have to let the person who hurt you back into your life in the same way. That's forgiveness. Trust is different. Trust is about safety, reliability, and the assurance that the person who hurt you understands the weight of their actions and they are actually committed to changing. And if somebody is not willing to do that type of work, I feel like it's okay to withhold your trust. You don't have to freely give it out. It's okay to protect yourself, your boundaries, and to protect your heart. The most important lessons that we can learn about trust is that it's not about other people. It's about us. It's about what do we need to feel safe, to feel valued, and to feel respected. So when we give our trust too freely, and when we allow people to hurt us without holding them accountable, what we're really doing is betraying ourselves. And there's that people pleasing too again, right? What we're saying is that our feelings and our boundaries and our well-being don't matter as much as maintaining this relationship. And there starts your emotional suffering. But here's the truth, right? The most important relationship you'll ever have is the one that you have with yourself. And if you can't trust yourself to protect your own heart, how can you expect somebody else to do that? I want you to pause and think about that, right? So this is why boundaries are so crucial in any relationship. Boundaries aren't about punishing other people. They're really about protecting ourselves. They are about making sure that we don't give more than we have to give. One, that we don't allow others to take advantage of our kindness. And also that we don't lose ourselves in the process of trying to please other people. Like we do, like so many women do, right? So setting boundaries is an act of self-love, and it's essential for building and maintaining trust in our relationships. So if somebody repeatedly crosses your boundaries, please take this as a sign that they don't respect you. And if they don't respect you, how can you trust them? We really all of us deserve to have relationships where we feel safe, we feel valued, and we feel respected. We deserve to be surrounded by people who do honor our boundaries, who show up when they say they will show up, and who protect our vulnerability. And if somebody isn't willing to do that for you, they don't deserve your trust. Simple as that. We don't have to complicate this. We don't have to do the flip-flop and the back and forth. No, stop doing that. So hopefully today I have given you ladies a new perspective about trust and forgiveness and the difference between the two, right? So what I want you to do now is use your internal wisdom, your intuition, to make a decision about what to do about that person, and you know who that is, who continues to let you down and breach your trust and step over your boundaries with just a sorry and no change of action. So before I go, I want to leave you with two questions I want you to reflect on. One, am I holding on to relationships that no longer honor my boundaries or my self-worth? And number two, what steps can I take today to rebuild trust with myself before extending it to other people? I'd like to thank you guys for your time. And again, thanks for rocking with me. Like, subscribe, share, comment. And you guys enjoy your day.